Hey everybody, it's Wednesday night. It's Carrie's birthday. It's 8:34 p.m. Eastern Time. It's time for us. It's the, what is it, the third Wednesday? Third Wednesday of the month. It's supposed to be the first Wednesday of the month, but we don't really keep to our exact schedule. So it's the Wednesday where we're playing Call of Cthulhu here on Big Bearded Nerd. So thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. We are going to get to the action here in just a minute, but I got a couple of quick announcements before we do that. So just again for the schedule here on Big Bearded Nerd, catch us here for the first. Usually it's the first Wednesday of the month, but we move it around based on schedules. For our Mythos Tales Call of Cthulhu Anthology series, this should be the second to last episode of this series. So make sure you check back next month. And we will hopefully get that wrapped up, and then we'll be back sometime in the future with it some more. Then tomorrow night we have the International House of Minis, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to paint minis with my friends from around the world. And then this Saturday we have our first mini painting, our paint-a-thon fundraiser, 8 p.m. to midnight this coming Saturday. Here on Big Bearded Nerd to benefit the Trevor Project. We have Jake will be here as a guest. My normal Thursday night crew, which is Petra, Lloyd, and Keel, along with Jake, Gwen, who both guested on the show, and Ron Ogden from the Dungeon Run will be here as well. So come hang out with us on Saturday at 8 o'clock, and we're going to raise some money for an awesome cause. So that's really all I have as far as announcements go, scheduling. Just remember that we do have the Mythos dice, which you see up here, which I need to add one here because Jake, for some reason, resubscribed today and gave us an extra one. So, right. So, Exactly. So, but we have the Mythos dice, which you can use to you can affect the game, give us the ability to do some cool stuff. And I'll let Jake explain what those do when he takes over. But you can, with subscriptions, bits of 500 bits or more, raids and whatnot, you can affect the stream, affect the game, give us the ability to do horrible things to each other, or mostly for Jake to do bad things to us. But it's Call of Cthulhu, so good things typically don't happen when we roll those Mythos dice. We sure did. We absolutely did. So, yeah, we did. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then lastly, before we kick off with the action, we just want to make sure that we cover the thing we cover every time here, and that is that you matter. Mental health is a major point of I can't even think now. I'm so tired. But mental health is something that's very important to us here at Big Bearded Nerd, and is part of the Mini Train Domain family of channels. And we want to make sure that you have the resources that you need if you do need assistance. So if you ever need that help, you can come here to this channel, type !help in the chat, or just wait for it to scroll through on its own, and some resources will pop up for you there. You are important to us, whether you believe it or not. We want you here. We love having you here with us, and we want to make sure that you have the help that you need. So again, that help will always be there for you when and if you need it. So with that being said, I am going to turn it over to this guy up here so he can do some terrible things to us. So take it away, Jake.
Game apropos of nothing. I'm having a little bit of an anxiety thing going on, and I let my players know that if I suddenly have to excuse myself from the table, it's just for a few moments. But this is just me being transparent. That sometimes we have to deal with these things, and we have no control over when they're going to happen. But I have some coping mechanisms in place that are helping out. But yeah, I think it's very important to be open and transparent about those things. So you know that, and my players will do a wonderful job if I do have to step away of filling in the gaps. And no matter how much they try to dig themselves out of the horror hole I've put them in, I'll make sure they stay there. So I'm going to do the recap a little bit different tonight, as we are well deep into this tomb. And with every step further these characters take, their grasp on their sanity weakens to the point, in some cases, people are physically being split into multiple personalities. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have each of you, we're going to just go around, starting with Alex. We'll go all the way around the loop up to Karen. By way of a recap, in your character's voice, explain where you are now and how you got to this point and what you're thinking in the moments of where we are now.
Ooh.
So let's start with Blackwood.
Okay. So he's writing in his journal. It says, I'm writing with a hand that's not my own, or at least it doesn't feel like it at the moment. There are things here that I never thought I would encounter in this world. I came here for my own purposes, looking for my father. And I may have found him. I just don't know. I just don't know what to expect in this place. We've come so far, and yet I feel like I'm no closer to finding a purpose. But I can't go back. I can't turn away from this. If he's here in some fashion, I can't walk away and then leave him. There's power here, power beyond any of the books that I've read or feats that I've seen or entities I've encountered. I could have imagined, and that too frightens me, but also is it excites me as well. I must know more about it, but my priority is my father, and we'll get out of here one way or another. We all will. I'm I'm concerned. One moment. Well, I'm concerned for Celia's safety as well. There's not enough time to deal with this, and I feel like I don't want to bring people down with me for my own folly. And he finally he sort of just kind of closes the book and tucks it into his bag next to his father's journal, and then just kind of stares at his skeletal hand.
My God. The great old ones have switched our bodies. This is the Freaky Friday episode of Call of Cthulhu, y'all. Alex is the keeper. It's perfect. It's destiny. Leave him where he is. Not that Jake isn't doing a phenomenal job, but...
Ooh, I'm a ghost. I'm
I
just
can
a
be Teddy, and
voice.
Emma's a ghost. That Emma's gonna die this episode. It's a premonition.
It was a crazy 80s horror movie effect too. Alex turned all purple and his face went
I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Somebody
It was
clip that, because I know it went through.
RQ Staffin's in the house. Clip
Yeah,
that.
Staffin
bro.
will get that. The ghost in the machine.
Phenomenal.
Oh man, I have to go watch that now.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was trippy. That was like an 80s music video. All right, I'm ready.
All right.
All right. Cecily is thinking, I guess Cecily doesn't have a journal, but we're going to pretend for a hot second. Just, I'm so tired. I can barely even keep a thought in my head, and that doesn't help with all the crazy shit that's been going on since we've been in the tomb. Teddy almost died, and we went from 0 to 2 Teddys really very fast, which is exceptionally weird. I've never seen Blackwood this way before. I've seen him dogged in his pursuits, but this is something else. I don't trust Wayman. I'm going to have to keep an eye on Wayman, and I definitely don't trust that Scottish bitch at the head of this whole thing. I want to get out of here. I want us all to get out of here, but the further we go, the more it feels like we will not all get out of here. I'm so tired. That's it.
Wayman.
So I've kind of backed away from this sarcophagus that I was standing in front of, and I'm cradling my shattered hand again. I feel this sense of relief, like what I came here to do is completed. But it's like an empty victory for me too, because in the course of what we've gone through, the last shred of any kind of actual belief in the things I've believed my entire life has basically evaporated at this point. I mean, I think I even reach up and I pull the collar out from around my the neck on my shirt, pull that out. I just kind of toss it onto the ground. I instinctively pull my flask out, and with one hand I'm trying to like hold on to it and unscrew the cap, and I get it up, and then I remember that the last time I drank from it was full of sand, and it's just kind of this resolution in me to like leave that behind, and I kind of toss it off to the side on the ground next to me, and I just kind of step back out of the way, kind of just waiting for whatever's next.
Teddy and Theodore.
Theodore stares at Teddy. Like there's this moment where time around them has just stopped. And Theodore's just looking, mouth open, thoughts racing. How did this happen? That can't be me. No, this doesn't make any sense. Things were going so well. Well, minus everyone, the 2 people dying from the scarabs at first. That should have been a warning sign, you would think. That should have been the thing that said you should probably turn back. But other than that, things were going well. I was deciphering things. I was really, really impressing Mr. Blackwood, which was amazing. But it just went so wrong, and now I'm looking at an asshole who has my face. And in a similar fashion, we look at at Teddy, who's looking at Theodore. Damn, am I good looking? And that's his thought, and that's it.
Impeccable. Chef's kiss. Oh my god.
Right. So this expedition from the first moment has been one for the record books, I'd say. I mean, we've not even entered into the tomb and already things are starting to happen. You just know the power that was in here manifested in those two poor blokes lost their lives, but it meant we were in the right place and that Theodore had done his job properly and had translated well. And from that moment on, things got crazier and crazier, but each moment I felt like we were on the right path, that we were finding what we were here searching for. And I was right. This last room is exactly where we are meant to be. And I can feel the power buzzing and the knowledge that we're so close to what we are looking for. And I know I cannot be more impressed about Theodore. In all of this, he's managed to not only translate everything, but so well and so properly that we know exactly what we're doing. And now there's two of them, one with the brains and one with all the confidence that I've been hoping that Theodore would eventually show. The two of them together, they're exactly what this team needs. I cannot wait to find the prize at the end of this. We're so close.
Wow.
All right. So, for each of you, a couple of notes. Blackwood, as you have this sort of journal entry that's sort of in the space between the moments of what's actually happening, whether it's something you're mentally composing or maybe in the future, but you note that in between the lines you've written in your journal, there is a script written in these strange runic symbols, this ancient hieroglyphic language that you don't remember writing. Cecily, every time you make a move, you have a tension of the memory of not so very long ago that you simply dropped your hand to the floor and broke bones in your finger. It's exacerbated by the fact that with every movement, you swear you can feel your bones grinding against each other. You are acutely aware of your skeleton inside your body and how fragile it is. Wayman, while you are, as you said, free from this familial curse, having returned this item to where it belonged, you do not have that comfort of the flask. But you also notice that you are suddenly alone. Or rather, the manifestations of your other identities are no longer there. Teddy, Theodore in particular, by whatever reason that it is, since the split, your vision is no longer blurred. You can see again. Merid, you've been seeing most recently the mysterious entities that seem to be behind what what everyone else sees. You've been seeing tentacles. You've been seeing otherworldly things that have interfered in what has been happening. And most recently, where we stand at this moment, with Blackwood, with his having pulled on the glove to cover his blackened, exposed skeletal hand with its gold runes, Cecily with the bloodstained shirt, having almost just become a bloody marionette, Wayman constantly, reflexively, almost reaching for his flask, but then not taking a sip. Teddy and Theodore glaring at one another. And Merritt, standing before you, having just emerged from all of these sarcophagi, these 6 sarcophagi in this room, these 8-foot tall skeletal warriors with golden armor and pole weapons. They have all just snapped to attention, turned to face you, and dropped to their knee, bowing in your direction. And it is this moment where we pick up with all of you in the scene. What are you going to do?
Rise, my subjects, and lead us to the next room. I fear we are so close. Success is at hand, and you will help me make it so.
Blackwood tries to
Blackwood.
catch Celia's eye,
Yeah.
and he mouths the words,
And Celia Celia's her hand is inching towards her pistol, and she's like, and like I am like I've got so there's like a little like leather strap like over like my pistol, like the holster, and I have got that like undone, and I'm just waiting for any freaking sudden moves here, man.
Blackwood outwardly says, though, well, good, that will certainly make our trip easier. Won't it? Would you have a moment to help me with my my bag here? I think it's slipped, and he'll go over to Celia.
Yeah,
And,
I go over near
I
Blackwood
say,
and help him with his bag.
do you have that kit I had? It keeps slipping on me, and I say, if you can, I need to get some of her hair.
And I
Just
kind of like
just
and
a little. No. It was the other thread.
yeah,
Just a little.
yeah, the other okay. God, that's the weirdest thing ever.
One strand should be sufficient.
Okay. Yep, I'll do my best.
We need to plan for the worst, if you know what I mean.
Celia's eyes get big and just
That's good enough.
Yeah.
We'll fix it when we get out. It should hold for the duration.
Yeah. So Merritt,
Can't
are you
afford
going
to
to
lose
introduce
this.
us to your friends? And I like go over to Merritt, and
You take a step forward. So, as Merritt had said that, rise my subjects, all of these warriors first snapped to attention. And they moved into 2 columns of 3 in the center of the room. As you begin to walk towards Merritt, 2 of them shift and immediately their pole weapons cross.
oh my god! And I want to like gently like pull them to the side and like look at Merritt. I'm like, you want to tell them that we're your friends, Merritt?
You should get behind me and follow your rightful place. From now on, we're doing this my way. And she would immediately kind of go between the row of, you said the 2 rows of 3, kind of going to the middle so that they're surrounding her and ready to proceed forward.
Absolutely.
Celia
As
kind
a,
of like, oh, may I do one more
yeah,
thing?
yep. Go ahead.
Kind of cracks her head and it's like, listen, when, of course, this is your expedition. I was just, I was being an asshole, and I want to go up and put my arm around Merritt and just kind of like rough her up a little bit, and that's how I want to try to like a little bit of hair. Sleight of hand. Wait, there's no sleight of hand in this game.
No, but you're gonna need more than a sleight of hand.
She's surrounded by the soldiers, isn't she? At this point,
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're like behind. Oh, are we behind her? Behind
She
the soldiers?
She walked into the midst of
Yeah, she said
6 skeletons.
So I was not able to get to her.
Oh no, they stopped you.
Yeah. Okay. So then, never mind.
Okay.
Cecily's pissed.
Okay, I was gonna say there was gonna be a roll to see if you could get to her if you really wanted to.
Never mind. It's fine. It's cool. It's fine.
What's
Another way.
so as this is going down, what's TNT doing?
Teddy is like kind of like has his arms out, like walking down, like huge grin on his face. Just, this is Ace's mare. What else can you get them to do? And he's like looking at them and he's just like, ting, 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 ting.
Oh my.
What about Theodore?
Theodore's looking on in absolute horror and like looks like shifting his eyes from Cecily to Blackwood to Teddy as he goes up and just. But yeah, Teddy is just like, he is just smiling and he like winks at Merritt.
Wayman?
So, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, nothing yet.
Wayman?
Yeah,
Any particular?
I just walk up to take my rightful place at the back of the line. I'm perfectly fine with this.
All right. At your command, Merid, the soldiers begin moving forward, marching in step. The two at the front step forward and open the doors on the other side of the room. And as the others begin moving through, they basically just sort of cycle forward. Then those two that open the door step in behind the other two, always keeping anybody from breaching their perimeter towards you. On the other side of this door, you see that there is a hallway that seems to lead further into the depths of the pyramid. For the moment, in this hall that's about 15 feet high and it's about 20 feet wide. Sorry, not 20 feet, 10 feet wide. It's a little tight with the skeletal warriors on either side. And you hear this almost muffled because of the space as the shoom, 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 shoom of the marching skeletons, their armor making metallic sounds. That is the only sound filling this corridor for a few moments. And then the corridor turns sharply to the right and opens up into a very large chamber. This chamber looks to be about 50 feet square. There is over on the far side of the room an archway leading into darkness. This 50-foot chamber, the entire floor is covered in fine desert sand. It has that look of sand that is just below the waves when the tide comes in or out. It has that just undulating ripples across it. the skeletons march up to the edge of the sand, and you hear this shoo, 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 tsh, and they stop and they all shoo, tsh, turn so that they're facing you, Merid. What would you like to do?
So is the room empty besides the sand and the doorway across?
It appears to be so.
I turn to Teddy and reach out my hand. You come with me. I think this is your time.
All right. He like grabs your hand.
And she'll turn to the Theodore. You may be needed too, so you might want to come along as well. I could use a good pair of eyes to read.
Honestly, if Theodore could help me with some of these translations, he might be more use here. That way, we can better divide our resources as you wish. Of course, you are the leader here. But you know,
Well, you do make a good point.
Could potentially be wise.
You do make a good point, Heto.
I can read. I'll go.
Perfect.
That's a good idea.
Myself.
She just ignores you.
Night a day.
And I think once Teddy's grabbed her hand and Wayman's, they're going to head across towards that dark archway.
Okay. As soon as you step out into the sand, you notice that the sand is very loose. You don't sink into it, but it's very much like trying to walk across the beach with loose sand while you're wearing shoes. It just feels like it's taking extra effort to walk across the sand. The sand you can feel through your shoes is quite warm, as if it's been under the hot desert sun. You begin walking across towards the other side, which is about 50 feet away. I would like all three of you to make spot hidden checks.
Spot hidden.
Fail. Cecily's rage is blinding her to everything else.
Wait, you didn't go with them, did you?
No,
I'm
I think it
going
was
with
just
I thought everybody was going.
no.
Just them.
No, just married Wayman and Teddy.
I apologize.
Yeah,
No,
no worries.
never mind.
We're behind with.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 6 luck to make that a regular success.
Okay, a regular success.
Mm-hmm.
I got a success as well.
Teddy?
That's success.
Okay. So all three of you, as you're walking along and you feel the sand shifting, you notice when you get about a third of the way across this room that the sand feels like something's different. And it takes you a moment to realize what it is it's either something is rising up or the sand is lowering down, but you begin to notice there are some shapes emerging from the sand, and each of you spot a different so Merid, you spot the top of a bleached white skull a few feet in front of you. Wayman, you spot the bleached bones of a rib cage. You can even see the sand sort of filtering between the ribs as the rib cage seems to rise up from around the sand a few inches. And Teddy, you see an intact hand, fingers, wrist, forearm bones. as these skeletons seem to be appearing in the sand before you, bleached white bones.
Here's we were not the first ones here. Or these ones just never left in the first place.
It does appear rather ominous.
But
Well, we
yet-
know where to get a hand if we need one. And he like nudges Wayman.
Huh?
Yes, that's a good one. Yes.
Mirrid, as the sand continues to sift down around these bones, you see this skeleton as more of the face of the skull emerges. You see that it's wearing wireframed glasses.
Oh, definitely not here from the beginning of the tomb. We're definitely not the first ones to make it this far. Look here, Teddy. Didn't you used to wear something just like it?
Teddy, make a you know what? You don't have to make a roll. Because you would know. You recognize these glasses. These are Theodore's glasses. Not just do they look like Theodore's glasses. These are Theodore's glasses. You can see where they've broken before and were repaired in the exact same spot.
Oh. Yeah, those are his glasses, all right.
Wayman, as the rib cage, more and more of this skeleton becomes exposed, you see that there is a familiar looking leather sort of a cross, almost like suspenders, but it goes across one side as the shoulder becomes visible, and you see where the straps come down to the side, and you see a familiar looking holster with a pistol in the holster, sand beginning to filter around it. The leather strap that just goes over to hold the pistol in place, the hook is undone. This looks just like the leather holster that Cecily wears.
I turned back and looked to where we came from. What do I see?
Yeah, you see everybody in that hallway. In fact, Blackwood, Cecily, Theodore, you're all standing in the midst of these towering 8-foot tall skeletal warriors as Merritt and the others have headed off. And as Wayman sort of glances back, we're going to go to the three of you. What are you doing?
So the warriors didn't follow them through, right?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I mean, is just as soon as they step through, maybe before they see any of this stuff, Blackwood goes to Theodore. So, how are you doing? I haven't had a chance to talk to you since. Well, it happened. Are you all right?
You see, like,
Yeah,
Theodore's trying to like form words.
He said,
He just-
okay, perhaps that's a stupid question. I mean, how do you feel?
I feel fine now. It was great not being a passenger. And then he looks to Cecily. He's like, I am so sorry.
Cecily does kind of like grin and like almost laugh, and she goes, "Don't mention it."
Can you sense the other? I mean, sense thoughts, feelings, anything?
Not
are you your own?
Not since we split.
I'm trying to find out if that's you or some sort of doppelganger, a parody of you that this place has created. We've seen too many strange things now to know for sure.
Parody is right. She's gonna get us killed.
I'm and he thinks for a moment and decides to trust Theodore a bit more. And what of Merritt's behavior? That's beginning to concern me as well. He kind of looks almost like he doesn't want these things to hear, like they might somehow tell her. But he says her new helpers are more than just a little alarming, and second only to her reaction to having control over them. I mean, have you noticed that? You've known her longer than we have, of course, but she seems
batshit bonkers.
That's a way to put it. Yes, I was going to say she seems to be destabilizing, but that's another way.
I mean, Merritt, she's always been one for tall tales, and
well, we got that, but I mean, if anyone might be able to reach her, to get her to realize what she's doing or what she's becoming, it might be you. It certainly won't be Teddy.
No.
You and I are more than just a little alike in that way. You're very brilliant, and although you may lack some self-esteem, perhaps, or courage. Yeah.
I kind of break in and I kind of whap Theodore, and I'm like, I don't know if that, and I point over at Teddy, like, if that was in him all along, he could choose to be that whenever he wants.
Theodore's eyes just go wide with like fear. No, I'll try and talk to her though. I think she's a good person. I don't think she'd do anything to hurt us. And he says as he looks.
I certainly hope you're right, because if it comes down to it, we need to survive. And he kind of looks past you, like, what the hell is that in the sand? as this other stuff is happening.
Wow.
All right. About that time.
By the way, do we see in the details like you would describe it, like the details that sort of let them know that they may be looking at skill versions of us?
Not at first. I would say that Merritt.
I mean, I know we're much further back.
Right. I would say that Merritt, Theodore, and Wayman are sort of blocking those ones. Okay. But about the time you look, something catches your eye. You're seeing a little bit closer to you another skeleton that's emerging. And this one, the entire skeleton is all ash black bone with gold hieroglyphics carved over its entirety. And from your perspective, you can see that it looks like these skeletons are rising up out of the sand, not like animated. They just seem to be all as if all on the same plane. They're just rising,
floating
up
to the surface. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And he's sort of wordless for a moment, because although he's been shocked by this hand and the implications of that, it didn't occur to him until this moment that might have happened to his entire skeleton inside him without him realizing. Like, oh,
Oh, that's the whole thing. It goes so deep.
that's worse. Yeah, that's
No, I could think of worse things to happen to your
But-
skeleton.
Blackwood,
Yeah.
there's one other realization
Mhm.
as you see that one, and I would say maybe in there as Wayman, Teddy, and Merritt are sort of shifting, you can start to see the other skeletons. You see the one with the glasses. You see the one with the leather gun holster, and you see the other one. And Wayman, you see this about the same time as you step back. Your foot sort of kicks something. There was that other skeleton that was sort of emerging that Teddy had seen the hand. As it rises up a little bit more and you begin to see more of the skeleton, that hand is clutching a familiar looking battered flask. The very same flask that you currently have in your possession.
I tossed the flask away when we were back in the last room.
You toss the flask away and do what?
In the last room, I don't have the flask anymore.
Oh, well, then it's not in your possession, but you still.
But I still
it's the one
recognize the flask.
that was momentarily in
Gotcha.
your.
And I think I look down and it's just okay. Well, I assume y'all are seeing this, and I just kind of look to Merritt and Teddy. This is us. We're dead here, so.
It's uncanny, the likeness, don't you think?
I
I wouldn't be too worried about it. I mean, you're obviously not dead. You're right here, so that's just a trick or something. And Theodore, you should come on through here. We got something to show you. And guards detain the other two.
What?
In unison, the guards step in, crossing shoulder to shoulder, crossing their pole arms to block the direction behind you, Blackwood and Cecily.
Merritt,
And
what
the ones
shit?
in front block you, and then the other two are facing you. You are boxed in by 6 skeletal warriors.
can we still see past them though?
Yeah, you can kind of see through them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're skeletons.
Yeah.
Merritt, I'm looking right through the rib cage of one of them. I'm like, Merritt, what the hell?
I'm not
Just let us
batshit crazy.
I thought I was stage whispering. Son of a bitch. Well,
And I know neither of you trust me, and I don't trust you no longer. So you're going to stay right there until we find out what's going on in here.
Wayman, Teddy, Theodore, make me spot hidden checks. Wayman, do so with a bonus die.
It's a regular success.
Teddy got a success, but Theodore got a hard success.
Theodore,
confidence.
as you were coming forward at Merritt's request, and you see these skeletons, you see out of the one that Wayman's looking at that's got the flask, you see from inside the skull as one of those scarab-looking scorpions emerges from out of the eye socket. And then another one.
Oh.
And another one.
Oh no.
Theodore, you're the only one at the moment that sees as out of the sand around the skeletons, the scarab scorpions that devoured the 2 Egyptian workers that opened the door are rising up out of the sand at your feet.
Like in the other room, right? Like, yeah, by the other 3.
Yeah, did you go forward when Merritt called you?
He was like kind of stopped in the middle. Like as soon as I would imagine he would have gone forward as soon as Merritt like said detain, he would have just stopped and just been like turned around and like going he would have gone forward. But
yeah, it's
Yeah.
up around all of the other three,
Right.
Teddy, Wayman, and Merid.
You guys, get in here now! Theodore begins to yell.
As Theodore begins to yell and gesture, you all, Wayman, Teddy, and Merid, you feel the sand shifting beneath your feet, and you see that there are swarms of these blue-black scarab scorpions rising up out of the sand and beginning to swarm around your feet and ankles.
Blackwood turns to Celia and says, "Get ready to run."
And Celia nods quickly.
Merid,
I-
you can feel these scarab scorpions in the same way that you can feel the skeletal warriors. There is a connection that you have with them. However, it's tenuous, as your attention is currently your attention and the connection is currently focused on the skeletal warriors. You sense that you could possibly influence these scorpions, but you would have to sever your connection to the skeletal warriors to do so.
Okay. Seeing the situation that we're in,
Okay.
and we're about to be eaten, maybe, so I don't like that very much. I would sever the connection. They're standing right where I want them anyway, around those two. So I'd sever the connection and hopefully try to tell these scorpions to basically create enough wide of a berth around us, myself and Teddy and Wayman. And Theodore, if he'd come this way, there'd be like an opening for him to walk into, and just keep us around and outside of that area. They can be not inside where we are. Yeah.
I want you to make a power check with a bonus die.
Let the blood of the...
Does Blackwood notice any of this going on? Like, does he notice any the changes or her? He's staring at her right now. He's watching for a moment. He's waiting.
Beyond spot hidden, is there a stat that's sort of like insight, or is that
It would be psychology.
So yeah,
psychology roll.
I would say then it would probably be like a psychology roll, because
Okay.
I think most of what's
I mean,
happening.
the only other thing would be like some kind of I don't know, a cult roll or something like that to notice if someone is doing some kind of magic or whatever.
I think because this is at the moment primarily internalized, it would be a psychology roll.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so
So I used 2 luck to make it a hard success.
All right.
Okay. And I'm going to use 4 luck to make it a success. That I see what she's doing.
So the way this goes down is that Blackwood, you watch Merid looking at the scorpions, glancing back in your direction, and you notice a look cross her face, this sort of concentration. And as there is sort of this momentary look of satisfaction, you notice that the skeletal warriors, they immediately all drop their crossed pole arms, snap to attention, and stay stock still against the wall. At the same moment, Merid seems to be looking around at these scarab scorpions, and suddenly they're crawling around and creating a space around Wayman and Teddy and Merid, and they're beginning to move towards where Theodore is standing, but leaving an open pathway for Theodore to pass through if he wishes.
So have they moved away from us, or?
The skeletons, they're no longer
Yeah.
blocking you in, but they are
Okay.
standing immediately on either side of this 10-foot hallway. They're still standing there.
I can't let her regain control. So Blackwood reaches into his pouch and he takes out some this kind of black crystal. It's a little sort of thin crystal black. He holds it out in her direction and snaps the top off, and focuses on her. Which I'm casting the spell Rack, which will incapacitate her with pain.
Okay.
It's an opposed power roll. Now, of course, she's using her power currently to control these bugs. So I don't know what what effect that will be, but
So
he's basically trying to just.
When you reach in and do this, which hand are you using?
I'm going to use. I would use the right hand because that's it's just out of habit.
And that was the one that was skeletized.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you will use a bonus die.
Oh, okay.
And Merid, you will use a penalty die because your attention is currently diverted to controlling the scarab beetles.
So it ends up with the 17 was the better roll, which is that's just an extreme success.
Oh, that's just an extreme success.
Well, I mean, it's exactly 17 is exactly what I need for an extreme success.
Right. Not. Oh, that's just an extreme success.
I only just made an extreme success.
I wish I could have done better, but
Right. It took me a second. And Merid?
So kind of ironic, but 17 was my worst roll, and I'm going to blow 10 luck to make it an extreme success as well.
Oh my God, they're so evenly matched. Oh God.
Well, then I will blow the luck to make it a critical success.
Oh,
it's critical. So
to basically get an 01, so I have to spend 16.
Okay. Yeah.
So what was your number, Merid, that you had pushed it to?
I pushed it to 7, so that
okay.
I picture that like there's this like ethereal tug of war between them, back
like
and forth.
almost a heat shimmer going on in the area.
But to the rest of us, it just looks like they're going.
They just look like in scanners right before his head explodes. Just
yeah. Close.
Awesome.
So, what is the effect of Rack then?
So it temporarily incapacitates a single target. And for the spell to take effect, must oppose power check. Intense racking pain seizes the target. Their face and hands blister, drip fluid, and their eyes cloud with blood, causing temporary blindness. The target is rendered completely helpless during the period of the spell's effect. It lasts for 1d6 rounds, after which sight returns. In 3d10 minutes, the target fully recovers and can resume normally. Traces of physical corruption fade quickly, and within 24 hours, only faint blemishes can be seen in the skin. The terrifying experience recalls for a sanity roll on the part of the victim.
I'm actually going to require Merid, Wayman, Teddy, and Theodore to all make sanity rolls. Actually, Cecily, because of your distance from this and your both physical and social proximity to Blackwood, you can do so with a bonus die.
Super, thank you.
But everybody else make sanity checks.
Yeah,
and I automatically lose a sanity point for the casting.
Right. Yep.
Just for
a good thing I got advantage
spell.
on that one. I passed.
What'd you get, Wayman?
11, so I passed too.
Spell point.
Okay. Teddy and Theodore.
Eddie passed. Theodore did not.
Okay.
Teddy don't give a shit about anybody.
And Merid.
Oh, there's very, very slim chance that Merid could have passed that. So No,
Yeah,
she failed.
Merit has had at best a tenuous grasp on insanity.
Jared just gave like the I'm not crazy, you're all
So
crazy.
success, you lose 1. Failure, you lose 1d6 plus 1.
I'm totally going to use the whole double having the sanity loss, so the cost is double
Yep.
thing, because I mean I'm going to lose some, but I'm
Right.
going to keep a little bit here. Who rolls the?
I'm going to say Blackwood. This is your spell. You roll the sanity. You roll the 1d6 plus 1.
All right. All right. That's total of 5. 4 plus 1.
So you're gonna cut that in half.
So I spend 10 luck to cut that in half. Okay.
Okay.
10 luck.
And
it was and I rolled for the duration. It's 5. It'll last 5 rounds. So
okay.
So do you round up or down when you have?
Let's round
that's
up
to the keeper.
So I lose 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Merid, I need you and Theodore to roll a D100. Theodore failed, correct, Em?
Yep.
Yeah. So both Theodore and Merid will roll D100s.
I got 51, but I'd also like to use one of those things up there
Mythos die.
and aim it towards Blackwood.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It's gonna be really
We're
hard.
gonna do a little bit of a narrative resolution once we resolve some of these mechanics. So Blackwood, you roll a D100 as well.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 1.
Here.
Okay.
Good or bad?
It's either good or bad.
15 for Blackwood.
Okay. So first, let's go to the fact that this spell, there's this battle happening, mental battle between Blackwood and Merid. Blackwood, describe what this looks like as you're casting this spell, and then Merid, what does it look like as you begin bleeding from the eyes and your hands are blistering?
So when Blackwood snaps that crystal, you see this little flat. It's almost it's a flash, but not light. It's unlight. It's black. It's this darkness that opens up around his hand, and then you watch as the air in front of it kind of shimmers, and you can see the glove begin to sort of smolder as those gold runes now begin to sort of glow brightly beneath them and sort of burn little holes that you can kind of see like lighting through the glove as he holds his hand out, and it looks like he's crushing something in his hand as he's grabbing. You see his kind of convulses as he sort of grabs it, and he's holding it, and you see a little bit of blood come from his nose as he's sort of kind of concentrating and turning. There's very little sound coming from other than kind of and he's still trying to tighten up his fist in her direction. Get ready.
And then Merid, you feel yourself, this assault against the powers that have been flooding you, and then whatever is hitting you is too strong. How does that play out?
So Merid has been looking around at the ground, trying to make this safe area for Wayman, Teddy, and herself, and for Theodore to get to them. And she feels this attack. It's literally attacking her control of these creatures that she's trying to keep from attacking us. And she's like, no, and she just starts to scream as the pain starts to rack and the blood starts to flow out of her eyes, and her last moment before she can no longer think. I mean, like she's trying her hardest throughout the pain to get command these insects away from her and towards the threat, and her last thought before she kind of can no longer do anything because she's racked in pain is to yell, Theodore, run!
And that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh my god!
Ah.
With Merritt bleeding from the eyes and blistery hands as the spell contest has just happened. Let's go ahead
covered in
and
blisters.
take ourselves a break. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Date night.
Be right back, y'all.
All right. So as Merid, having lost control through Blackwood's spell, the last thing that we heard Merid yell was telling Theodore to run. There's some sanity mechanics that we are going to resolve, and then we'll see how the characters deal with this, because these all sort of happen at the same moment. One is Merit. You're literally bleeding from your eyes. Your hands and forearms are covered in blisters, and you are racked with intense pain. But this doesn't bother you. This is all part of it. All this is going to do is enhance your appearance. You have gained insane appearance with the quote, "Damn, I look good, baby." You basically are going to lean into the way you look. You're still going to deal with the pain that's going to affect your ability to do stuff. But you're sort of like that. You're almost masochistic in the way that you're dealing with this. And what this means is if there is a need for an appearance or any type of charismatic role, you will have a bonus die to that for a period of time. Blackwood, as this, you get this sort of psychic and eldritch feedback from the power of the spell that seems to be Merid pushing something back through the open channels of magic. And you feel this power as it hits you. You can feel the power flowing through you. You have gained insane power. That means for a period of time, or the next time rather, that you make a power roll, you will get a bonus die. If you fail with that roll, the failure is going to be phenomenal.
Oh
Theodore.
I'm sorry. What's gonna happen?
In this moment, as Merid tells you to run, you have no idea who she is. You have no idea where you are, how you got here, and who these people are around you. You have amnesia.
Oh
Because you rolled a 1, right?
Yep.
Yep. So you have complete amnesia at the moment. You, in this moment, not knowing where you are, who these people are, even in the moment, you don't recognize Teddy. You don't have that familiarity. Teddy's just another person. But you do see some strange skeletons in front of you, a whole bunch of scorpions crawling along the ground and look like they're beginning to swarm towards you. And there's some people and giant skeletons behind you. So that's the mechanical stuff resolved. And I'll add, Theodore, to add to your horror in this moment, there's a woman yelling at you and pointing at you with blood streaming down her face from her eyes.
You think it's a woman. It's kind of hard to tell with all the blood and the
She's
pus
a-
and sores.
She's a beauty. What are you talking about?
she's a
I feel
vision.
like this is like that scene in Memento when he like suddenly resets in the middle of that chase in the cars when they're shooting at him and he's like trying to figure out what's going on.
Awesome.
Why am I chasing this guy? Oh, wait, he's chasing me.
So let's go with Theodore. How are you reacting to this?
Well, Theodore he sees this creature telling him to run. He's going to like back away, and he turns and he sees these skeletons. He, I think he just like pee his pants and like stayed there. I think he's just like so like. Could you imagine you just wake up in like
In that
a
situation.
nightmare?
Yeah.
He would just
Paralyzed.
scream.
Yeah.
Paralyzed with fear. Yep, it would just scream.
Okay. So you are rooted to the spot, pissing your pants, screaming, and scarab beetles are starting to swarm up your legs.
Oh no.
What are the rest of you doing?
Oh wow. Oh god. I see that the beetles, the things are swarming up Teddy's legs, Theodore's legs. And I reach forward like through. I imagine the skeletons are still standing there, yes?
Nope, they separated.
No,
When
they
when
stepped
Merritt
aside. Yeah.
they're now flanking you. There's a clear path through them.
Okay. I grab Theodore's arm like from behind and I'm like, Theodore, we gotta go. We gotta go.
I need you to make a strength roll.
Oh no.
Wow.
And I'm going to.
That is a hard success.
You grab a hold of this screaming Theodore as these scorpions are beginning to rise up his legs, and you pull him through into this corridor.
Yeah.
As soon as they pass through into the stone corridor, any of the scorpions that are on him, they turn into sand.
Oh, good. Good.
However,
Good. Okay, that was bad.
however, ooh, that's not good.
Oh.
Theodore, you take 5 points of damage as these scorpions are shredding at your legs.
Ooh.
How many hit points did you have?
Are you okay?
Oh no, he dead. he had
No,
like
no.
3, because the last time he didn't take any because he saved him. But yeah,
Oh. She come away with just his arm.
Okay, what do I have to do something heroic here? What do I have to do to tie a tourniquet?
Do you
Don't
have-
make the
But
freaking
tie a
Mythos.
tourniquet around what?
His missing leg.
Well, don't forget to spend luck points too, because again,
Ooh.
If you have at least 30, you can spend
yeah,
half
you
of them.
you can
do.
stop your death. Yeah,
You can do the avoid certain death
I will do that.
mechanic.
Yes, I will spend. Yes, I'll spend.
Because
half of
which
that
was
anyway.
that was the reason for spending. You guys negotiated to spend half of the Mythos
Oh,
dice
so we didn't have to
Yeah.
use
was
avoid
so that
certain
you
death.
didn't have
Right.
to do it.
Correctamundo.
now's a good
So-
time.
Now's a good time.
So, Theodore, this is you that's avoiding certain death as this strange woman grabs hold of you and desperately is trying to pull you to safety. How do you keep these scorpions from basically instantly stripping flesh from the bones of your legs? What is this heroic moment?
I think with Teddy or Theodore, it like can't really be that heroic. I think he would just like take off his pants like really fast.
Anyway,
and just chuck them as I imagine as Cecily's dragging him along with one hand, with the other he's like taking off his pants and like chucking them away.
There goes that PG-13 rating.
This is not the time or the place, kid.
Man,
Well, this is
Teddy's lost his
1930
shirt, his
something.
pants.
This is
That's true.
1930 something, so
Yeah.
I'm imagining these like linen boxers, and there's
Oh,
you can
yeah.
see the sock garters that are holding your
I was
socks
gonna say
up,
there
and
are sock garters.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course there are. Yeah.
as so yeah, you're able to expertly remove your pants to save your life.
I mean,
As you
like
quickly
do.
pull them down, you basically peel these things off, even as they're shredding through the material, and you are pulled unceremoniously into this hall by this strange woman. Without Theodore in the room, that leaves Teddy, Wayman, and Merid in the room, as the scorpions, no longer under your control, Merid, are beginning to swarm around all of you. What are the three of you doing?
Oh, Teddy is pushing past people. He's getting out. Like, I think he would like
He's pulling a
shove
stanza.
Wayman.
He pushes a little old lady.
Back the way you came, or across to the archway on the other side?
Oh, back. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
I
not
need
hard, like not hard enough. Just like to give him like no. It's not malicious. He's more looking out for himself.
right.
Yeah.
What's the athletics check here? Would that just be a dex?
Strength, maybe, or
Yeah, unless there's unless the person has a special skill in something like running or whatever. But
Yeah, that's what I was.
yeah, it would just be if I think for running it's usually a con check.
Okay.
That's what these for chases anyway.
This is kind of a chase. Yes, go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead and make a con check, Teddy, to see if you can get out of here without getting any scorpions.
I'm gonna spend 3 luck to just make it a success.
Okay. So
Actually, well, wait, didn't you just like spend all your luck to succeed, or
It's
is it just
half,
half your?
right?
no.
No, you have
Oh,
to
is
spend
it all of it or is it half?
Yeah,
Oh,
It's all of your
sorry.
luck.
I thought it was half.
yeah, you have to have a minimum of 30, but you have to spend every luck point you have.
Are
We do
Teddy
have
and
a deal that-
Theodore using the
Didn't-
same?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, that's a
yeah.
good point.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
yes, they're using the same statistics and the same
Yeah.
pool of
Okay.
health and luck.
Okay, sorry, I misheard. Out of luck. Okay.
Didn't
okay.
we have a deal where if we spend a Mythos die or 2 Mythos die, that we made a failure a success a hard success, so on and so on?
I don't remember. Are you making that up?
I swear to God, I'm not. I'm not a cheater. This was the first session or the second session. We
That could
'cause
be.
we
I
had-
mean, we have the Mythos dice, which are given to us by people subscribing. If you want to use your dice to increase your successes, then by all means do so.
I do think it was I think it was more than one, right?
I think
it
so.
was. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I will spend the 2 just to make it a success.
To make it a success, correct.
Yeah.
Okay. You will take 1 hit point of damage
No.
because you're still running through and over these scorpions, and they do get a couple bites in on you. Wayman, what are you doing?
He's thinking to himself while his overseer fixes the Mythos dice. So, and then, which way's closer, through or back?
Back is closer.
How much closer? Like significantly
You were
closer, or is
early-
it pretty close?
I mean, it's the difference of 30 feet to keep going deeper, 20 feet to go back the way you came.
Wayman's going forward then. Yeah.
Split the party, split the party, split the party!
Okay. So, Wayman, I need you to make a con check as you run across this.
He's just got high feet like a Jesus Christ lizard. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God!
I'm going to spend 32 luck to make this a success.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh,
I've had to use very little luck. I had 90 luck, so
Oh wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
so
so that's
you're
not bad.
good, dude. Oh, 100% then.
yeah.
yeah.
So you're making that a hard success?
That's just a regular success. My
Right.
con is 15, and I rolled a 47. So
You're also going to take 1 point of damage.
okay.
As some of these do get bites on you, but both you and Teddy manage to keep your pants on. But you go running into this dark hallway. Wayman, make me a dexterity check. And that's going to be with a penalty die. And then Merid, while Wayman's doing the dexterity check, what are you doing, Merid?
So in between the gasps of pain as racking, she would have been calling for Teddy or Wayman to like help her. Forward, always onward. And seeing that nobody comes, she's going to stumble that way towards the darker hallway that was initially the goal in this room. I don't think I can run at this point because.
Well, yeah. I mean, the spell essentially you're essentially incapacitated. So I mean that you can.
Can I crawl?
The keeper can decide what that means.
Yeah.
So
I'm less worried about the bugs. You know, they're just going to make me prettier.
Wayman is sort of takes off running, kind of looks back at where Teddy and Theodore were, and the others are in the hall, and just turns and books it, kind of half stumbling through, and gets his feet under him, and Wayman disappears into this dark archway.
My dex was a regular success. So.
Okay. We will resolve that in a moment. Merid is screaming in hysterics, literal hysterics, between laughter and crying at the pain, but also at this new just way that you look to others that will add to your intimidation. But oh God, it hurts so bad. You want to claw your eyes out, claw your skin off. And all around you, the scarab beetles, as they're going at the others, they start to do, and all of you see this except for Wayman and probably Teddy, who currently has his back as he's running. The scarab beetles turn into this, they kind of swarm into one another, and you see these scarab beetles begin to sort of just seem to multiply as this shape rises up, and hundreds and thousands of scarab scorpions form a 6 foot long, with another 6 foot curling tail, a giant scarab scorpion. In that same moment, next to those of you in the hallway, the skeletal warriors snap to attention, and they march into the room with the sand and immediately begin attacking this giant scarab scorpion.
Oh my God, that is so metal.
Sweet. And as this is happening, scorpions are peeling off from this, and they're swarming over the skeletal warriors, but there's nothing for them to devour. There's no flesh there. And it seems that every attack they make on the scarab beetles or scorpions, a big chunk falls away. Scorpions hit the ground and curl and turn to sand, and more seem to rise up and fill the gap. So for the moment, in the middle of this room, Merid is crawling across the ground towards this darkened hallway. And these 6 skeletal warriors are battling this giant swarmed scarab scorpion. What are the rest of you doing?
Now might be our only chance. If you want to stay here with the Teddy and Theodore, I'll understand, but I have to go forward.
Oh man. Oh my god.
You can get them to safety.
I look at Blackwood kind of sadly. Has Teddy made it to the hallway now?
Yeah, Teddy's made it to where the rest of you are.
Okay.
He doesn't really wait for an answer though. He just says,
he just freaking goes.
"Do you mind if I have my gun back?"
I pull his gun out of the back of my pants and I give it to him.
Right.
I do it like a and I'm holding it by the barrel and I hand it to him.
He'll tuck it. He'll tuck it in his jacket and say, "Good luck." And he turns and he's gonna try to run across to the other side.
Oh my god.
All right, Theodore. You, as Teddy comes running into the room, there's something familiar about him, and then it dawns on you. He's you. You kind of look at yourself and you realize this must be your twin. It's the first thing in the last few moments that you've sort of from the fog that is your mind, that this thing, wait, I recognize this person. This person is me.
So, yeah, Theodore turns to Cecily. Thank you for saving me. Where are we?
And I just see like the total lack of recognition in his eyes, and because it's as weird as everything else that's happened in here, I just kind of immediately assume he doesn't freaking know where we are. Like he's lost it. And Teddy has made it to the hallway. Does Teddy seem like with it?
Yeah, Teddy lets out like a whoop of like, yeah, we did it. Did you see me back there? Whew! He's like dusting himself off.
Oh my god. Okay, I take Teddy by the front of his stupid shirt and I slam him against the wall. And I'm like, listen here, you pompous shit. And I just say, he needs to get out of here. He's hurt, and I need you to get him out of here because I have to go with him. And I point at Blackwood. And I just like look at, does Teddy seem like he is gonna try to help Theodore?
Yeah, you just see him like raise an eyebrow. You want me to play babysitter while you and him go out and gain all the glory? I don't think so.
I slap Teddy in the face. and I'm like, no, I want you to make sure he fucking lives. And I look, and because Theodore's hurt, he's not gonna make it.
Teddy just, not the first time that's happened, not gonna be the last. Listen, lady, and he like pushes you back.
Oh my god.
Listen, sweetie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, doll.
Yeah. Listen, doll.
Microaggressions left and right.
I know.
Oh my god. Oh my
1930s,
god.
man.
I don't think they said babe in the 1930s.
Oh, maybe the babe was just emerging. Sweets.
Hey, didn't you like only just get to vote last year? What was it? It's like pretty recently.
So, it doesn't. Oh god. Oh my god. Okay. This is a dilemma. This is a moral quandary. Cecily is gonna like take a breath and look at Teddy. And I'm like, listen, I'll be right back. I just gotta go make sure that the old man lives. And then I'll be right back. And then I kind of put my hand on Teddy's chest. And then I kind of like work it up to like behind his neck. And I'm like, and then we can go get dinner or something. But right now, I need you to make sure that little brother here gets out of the temple. And I like kind of pat him on the cheek.
I imagine at that moment Theodore like comes in behind you. You just see his face, and it's just like, "Are you my twin?"
Oh, dude. Close enough. Might
Teddy,
as well be.
Teddy just smiles at you, like grins and winks, and is, all right. I guess you convinced me. For that, I'll stay here with him.
Okay.
So
Okay. And then I look down. I look down at Theodore. I'm like, I say, write a book about us someday, kid. And then I run towards where Blackwood is.
Blackwood and Cecily have taken off running. At this point, with this stuff going on, I'm going to say the equivalent of a couple of rounds have gone by. This whole time that Merritt, Blackwood, you just run past. If you choose to, you run past where Merritt is, still sort of, clawing at her eyes, trying to, in this maniacal state in the midst of this room, just barely beginning, to make her way across. And then Cecily comes running through the sand behind you. We're going to cut over to Wayman, who moments before ran into this chamber. Wayman, as you step into this darkened hallway, you just stop short. You run into it, noticing the bizarre scene before you that stops you short just as you feel your toes sort of press in on a floor tile. And immediately in front of your face, shoo, a metal spike shoots up.
Oh my god.
Like inches from impaling you as you pulled yourself short. As this spike is sitting there raised up in front of your face, you hear the sounds of approaching feet and the heavy breathing as Blackwood and Cecily are about to run into this hallway as well.
I just throw my hands out to the sides. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Skid to a step.
Yeah.
Cecily and Blackwood, I need you to make dexterity saves with a bonus die.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Dex is pretty decent. Well, the bonus die definitely helped. That gave me a regular success.
Okay.
Same here. I actually got a hard success because of the advantage.
Except you were
Cecily-
behind me, so you saw me stop too.
Right.
Cecily, you come running up just as you hear Wayman saying, whoa, 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 whoa. And Blackwood sort of skids in. And same thing, Blackwood. Your feet sort of slide on the sand that you've kicked into this tiled area.
Mhm.
You feel the pressure, and then shoom, another spike shoots up inches from your face. Cecily, you come in and just boom, as if you're wearing cleats or something. You just stop dead. Doom. And you see these two spikes right in front of Wayman, and you see the one come up in front of Blackwood, and then you watch as they go, and they recede down into the floor. Now, what you see in the room before you, you are in the entryway that's about, it looks to be, you're a couple feet into a space that is maybe 10 feet wide, 10 feet high, and 10 feet deep. You see a 10 by 10 hallway in front of you that seems to extend for a very long distance. Sorry, not 10 by 10. 10 feet across in width, but it looks like it's about 20 feet high.
Okay.
The walls of this, first off, this whole thing, you can see down in the distance, you can see a rectangle of light, the end of the hallway. But that's not the strangest thing. All along this hallway, sticking out of the sandstone, moving as if blown by a gentle breeze, are hundreds and hundreds of arms. The ceiling is 20 feet up, is covered in spikes.
Oh my god. Oh.
Theodore and Teddy, you're alone back in this other hallway. As I suddenly realize I'm about to make M role play with himself.
All right, and scene.
A battle rages in the sand room as the skeletal warriors are battling with this scarab scorpion amalgam, kicking up sand all around the room. Teddy, the rest of your party, Merritt is in the middle of the room in pain, laughing, crying hysterically. The others have disappeared, and you're left, Teddy, with Theodore, who barely recognizes you. What are you doing?
Just a quick clarification. Teddy has all of the experiences and memories that Theodore does.
Yes,
Correct?
they are
Okay.
physical manifestations of the same, two physical manifestations of the same person.
Right.
Just if Teddy
Yeah,
played
so-
football in high school, Theodore didn't.
Yeah. Memories are a little different, but yeah. So Teddy's gonna like crouch down. I imagine that Theodore's kind of slumped back and is just looking bewildered. And Teddy crouches down. Listen, buddy, you gotta snap out of it. We have something here we have to do. What would Mom and Dad think of you here sitting on the ground in your underwear? And Theodore, like, I don't even know who my mom and dad are. I don't even know who you are. I don't even know where I am. I don't know who anyone is. Smack from Teddy. Listen. You are not going to get in my way. We need to get this. This is our only way out, Theodore. You knew this coming in. This is why you came. You can't stop now. We have to get out of here. There's only one way to do it. We have to find the heart. We have to get it and get it out of here. And then we're free. Then we can leave. We can be free of our family, of what they did to us. Don't you understand, Teddy or Theodore? This is what we wanted. And just grabs him by the shoulder and looks at him. And Theodore's like, I don't know what you're saying. I just want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know what's happening. Please, I just need help. Teddy stands up, offers out his hand. It's almost done, buddy. Come on. And he's going to grab the hand and they're going to start walking together. Or more, Teddy's going to lead Theodore into the room.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Into the sand room.
Mm-hmm.
All for
Okay.
one?
And Theodore, especially as Teddy mentions the heart, memory a little more opens up, more of the fog clears up. You don't know exactly who each of these people are, but there's some familiarity to them. And whatever you're doing, you've been doing it with them. But the heart, that's the thing. Like Teddy said, that's the thing. And that's what gets your feet moving, gets you following Teddy as the two of you are moving through this room. And you're able to, you basically get close to Merritt. Just as Merritt, you're starting to uh, you're starting to get past the immediate incapacitation of this effect. You're starting to feel like you can begin to move a little bit. The pain and the memory of the pain is there. Teddy and Theodore, do you say or do anything as you approach Merritt?
Yeah, Teddy's gonna stop and look down and see perhaps that Merritt is kind of regaining. He is going to look down and he kind of grins and he's going to outstretch a hand. Come on, pretty lady. Here you go. And he's going to try and help her up.
Teddy, I knew you would come back. I knew you couldn't leave me here. And I've lost my... It is all... Thank you. I knew you'd come for me. Let's go. We need to go. Get to the end. Oh, help me.
Yeah, Theodore is like looking just horrified at Baron, but Teddy just smiles and holds out his hand and helps you up.
Merritt would give a glance, I guess. At this point, she's starting to see, and she'd see Theodore's reaction. It's a bit of an improvement, don't you think?
Don't stare, Theodore. He doesn't usually talk to women.
I know. It's my visage. It's my beauty.
No.
It's my beauty. I know. I'm a 10.
And he just nods.
Wow.
As Teddy, Theodore, and Merritt are making their way, the battle rages behind. It's that weird moment in the movies where there's this loud battle happening, but as they're talking, it's like that's just happening in the background. Right. And you move out of this room, but we're gonna cut back to Cecily, Blackwood, and Wayman as you are all three standing and staring at this hallway of hands and arms, with spikes on the ceiling and an apparent exit at the far end. What are you going to do?
Well, looking at the floor, and we obviously triggered these spikes to come up when we heard a click or whatever. And Blackwood is going to kind of take out a flashlight and kind of shine it on the floor to see if he can see, if he can make out what kind of tiles they stepped on. Like, are they particularly, do they stand out from the others in some way?
Yeah, make a spot hidden or invest. Is there an investigation?
That's not
more
really
focused.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be
Not
spot hidden
really.
then. I think.
Yeah.
I'll say you can have a bonus die because you're using your flashlight.
Oh, okay. Take that. Okay. So 46 regular success.
Between the light and the fact that as the three of you have entered this area, you've all kicked sand in here. You're able to see where the sand falls around certain tiles. Not all of the floor, but several of the tiles, seemingly at random, have been triggered so that, and you can see the two where the spikes came out, that there's a hole, an obvious hole in them.
Right.
With like jagged edges. It looks like the spikes were just below these thin flagstones and they burst through the flagstones. It looks like the tiles that trigger are also the tiles that have the spikes that shoot up through them.
All right. So he's going to try and make a mental note of that. He also reaches into his pouch and he has that bag of sand that he has in his pouch that he picked up at the very beginning. He's going to take a handful of that and he kind of absently throws it backwards onto the floor, just that leads into this hallway.
The whole bag.
No. He just takes a hand. He
A handful of the sand.
Yeah, he just takes a handful and kind of throws it. He has no idea that the teddies are coming. So
The teddies are coming.
Yeah,
The teddies are coming.
This is mainly for Marid's benefit. But yeah, he's gonna say, I think I can get us through here. Just watch very carefully where my feet go. Put your feet exactly where my feet step.
Yeah, and your sand absolutely, by throwing that sand in there, you can see the places where the sand slips down through and highlights the cracks on the pressure plates. So, are you are you starting to walk immediately?
Yeah. Because we don't know who's going to win that fight back there.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely,
and yeah, it's still going on. I have no idea what's going to crawl out of that sand, but by the time Merid reaches this door, so yeah, he's in, and plus, he wants to finish his goal. So yeah, he's gonna move forward as he's not gonna run or jog or anything, but he's scanning and picking out the tiles not to step on and trying to make their way across.
So I am going to make Wayman and Cecily make spot hidden checks to follow you. You can do so with a bonus die.
I was gonna say, if he can, he'll kind of drag his foot a little bit to like, make it a little more obvious where he stepped.
Can I say one thing too? I would like to urge Wayman to go in front of me. I don't want Wayman behind me.
Yeah. Wayman's actually gesturing for you to go in front of him. Madam.
After you.
No, after you.
Please. Please, I insist.
My spot hidden's an extreme success. I rolled a 7.
Mine is a regular success.
Okay. So who's going first?
I look over at Wayman and I'm like, I'm not going to walk in front of you, preacher.
Well, then you're welcome to stand here all day. I am going to make sure that the others are coming before I continue on.
How chivalrous of you. I see Blackwood going, and I don't want him behind me, but at the same time, I'm gonna follow Blackwood.
Okay.
And I just like give Wayman. I'm like, I'm watching you.
And as they walk away, I kind of watch, especially up to Blackwood for a moment, just to kind of watch where he's walking and kind of get a picture of what he's doing. But then I do turn and start to look behind to see if any of the others are coming.
So, Cecily and Blackwood, you maneuver through this 10-foot section where these pressure plates with spikes are. And after just a couple moments, you find yourself at the entrance to this long hallway with these hands and arms that are just sort of hanging there. They're almost sort of gently making motions. A few of them are turned over. Their reach is such that if you stay in the dead center of the hallway, the arms cannot reach you.
I would like to object to that descriptor. Dead center.
Well done. Well done.
Okay.
Do you continue walking down the hall, or are you waiting at all?
I'm not waiting.
No, we don't wait. So he's going to adjust his bag. In fact, he's going to move his bag so it's kind of slightly more in front of him than on the side. Thing that, it'll be, if so, he doesn't want anything to kind of grab it. So he kind of moves it slightly around. So it's, tucks it in more. So it, and then he's going to, he's still going to have the flashlight. And so he's still kind of scanning the floor for any more of these interesting traps, but he's going to he's just going to make a straight line as possible through the center.
Okay.
Kind of even though he doesn't necessarily have to, he's slightly hunched. It's kind of like when like when you go into a parking garage and you know that your car is going to clear that, but you're still kind of like,
But you're still like,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't help but put your head down.
Yep.
So he's kinda like, yeah.
I'll have you go ahead and make a spot hidden.
All right.
Wow.
Not good. He'll spend 12 luck to succeed.
Okay. So as you're moving carefully through the center of this hallway, and you can almost hear the movement of, even though they're not really touching anything, there's just this
Oh my god.
kind of shushing sound.
Skin rubbing
Are they
together.
reaching for us still?
Yeah.
They're gently, almost
Oh my
just sort of
God.
reaching out, and as you pass by, they seem to sort of settle down. They're not violently reaching out at you, but they're definitely reacting as you're moving through. And you do not spot any pressure plates on the floor. You don't see anything that indicates that type of a trap. Wayman, you see over your shoulder as Cecily and Blackwood are not waiting. They continue walking down this hallway. And a moment later, Teddy and Theodore bring Merritt along with them. Theodore looking a bit confused. They all approach where you're waiting for them. And Theodore, Wayman looks very familiar to you. You can't quite remember his name, but you know him.
God, that's like my life 24/7.
That's that anxiety. It's like, hey, buddy.
Oh my! It appears the two of you have been in some type of kerfuffle. Are you all right? And I kind of looking back and forth between Theodore and Merritt. It's been quite something down here, has it not?
It has been a long journey. I'm thinking I'm getting a hold of this, and I'm liking the new look. I think it suits me, and I think we should hurry. We shan't let them get too far ahead of us.
Well, my dear, it is definitely a look, but yes, I agree.
Impressive, isn't it?
Right? But I start to gesture back down the hallway, and I'll point out where they've been stepping, kind of like what the sand pointed out to get through the pressure plates. Unfortunately, it does appear we have to walk through this hall of hands to get where we are going next. So, if you would care to go ahead, be my guest.
I'm dreadfully sorry, but
Merritt would just kind of nod at Wayman and what a clever thought to use in the sand like you did. Kudos. That's very, very smart thinking there. And she would, the best that she can with this blood-soaked, tear-dripping face, follow the path of no spiky things.
It's easy enough to do. Teddy and Theodore are doing the same.
Yeah, Teddy just looks at all these hands. He's like, not that I should have saved that joke for this room. And is going to follow Merritt.
I know I'm supposed to hate Teddy, but I kind of love Teddy.
So, by the way, Merritt will be fully recovered. Well, will be fully recovered except for some of the corruption on her skin in about 24 minutes from when it happened.
And the blood has, as part of that insane appearance, the blood has formed these sort of almost like tattoos of streaks of blood that run down from your eyes. Kind of like, I think it's one of the options in Skyrim or something that you can have
Yes,
those
it is.
Nice.
like that,
Nice.
which looks awesome on a dark elf, by the way.
It looks great on
Pro
a
tip.
white person too. Just saying.
And she is white. Scottish white.
Undead
as
white.
we're now in this moment where cinematically there's this sort of overhead shot as we see from up in the ceiling 20 feet up from amongst the spikes. We can see the spikes pointing down at all of you, and as the camera does one of these, it just sort of rotates around and grows closer. There's that shing shing as the spikes go by the camera, and we see Blackwood with Cecily immediately behind. Just you, in order to maintain this center line without getting in reach, you almost have to do the step and shuffle kind of thing. And so you're sort of step, shuffle, and then about 20 or 30 feet behind the two of you are Wayman, Merid, and the Teddies. You're all in this long hallway heading for this rectangle of light. I would like all of you to make me
Cake.
Make a locksmith check.
Yes.
make a locksmith.
Make
I
it
like
don't.
to make an
Make it will
advanced
you die
medicine.
check.
Make a performance music.
I think I'm going to do spot hidden on this one.
All right.
That seems to make the most sense here.
Does my flashlight provide any benefit to that at all? at this
It
point in time, or
absolutely
no?
does not.
Okay.
I'm a hard success on that.
I got
Oh,
a normal
that's a good.
success.
It's actually a good roll. Never mind. 11. That's hard. Also.
Okay.
Success for married.
Cecily?
I got a success. Sorry.
Teddy's?
Teddy got a success. Theodore got a hard success.
So
Oh.
all of you succeeded. So
Wow.
all of you can
That's not always good in
feel,
competition.
all of you can feel you're beginning to list a little bit to the left. Like you feel yourself every couple steps, like you have to take an extra step to correct. You've started to veer towards the left. A couple steps later, you're feeling Blackwood, your foot slips on the sand, the loose sand on the floor on these stone tiles, towards the left. All of you feel like this room is rotating.
Oh
And you are being pulled towards the hands on the wall.
no! No!
Merid, you have this innate sense of exactly how this room is going to work. It's going to keep rotating. You can, if you choose to, make a power check to not be affected by the gravitational shift in this room.
Oh yeah, I'll try.
If you want to help anyone else, that will increase the level of success you need.
Theodore didn't ask for any of this. I'm gonna point that out. Fuck Teddy. Oh, but they're connected by hit points, so. Oh God.
Ah, that's a tough one.
Oh.
I don't.
So basically, to put it this way, you need a success to not be affected. You need a hard success
To help somebody.
to help somebody, and an extreme success to help a second person.
At this point, I think, I mean,
Hmm.
Teddy ran away first. Then he came back. But self-preservation is just going into full gear here. She's not really thinking clearly, so it's just going to be herself.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend luck to make that a success. I'm going to spend 15.
Okay. So as this room begins to rotate, all of you are in, there's nothing you can do about it because the left wall is becoming the bottom of this hallway as you find yourself falling into these grasping hands. The hands are beginning to grab at you, but not violently. They're sort of grabbing a hold of your shirt, just sort of weakly plucking at your clothes. And you can feel that there's a bit of strength as now these hands are amongst your legs and they're just sort of grabbing at your ankles and your shins and your pant legs, except for Theodore, of course, at your bare legs. They're not gripping hold of you, but as you are now standing on them, I would say probably Teddy and Theodore were the closest to Merid. Glancing back, Merid is standing on what was the floor and is now completely horizontal to all of you. And the room is continuing to rotate.
Towards the spikes.
Which means the spike ceiling 20 feet above you is in just a few moments going to become the floor 20 feet below you.
We got to get through the hallway, y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say how fast is it rotating compared to how far we have to go?
That's a very difficult calculation. I will say that you will if you're going to choose to run, you will make a con check with a penalty die because you're basically running through a forest of arms.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, you can attempt strength checks to grab hold of the arms
That gonna be the
as the room begins to turn. But if you want to run, you better do so now because the room is already starting to shift enough that in just a matter of moments.
Yeah. We don't even hesitate. I say, run.
I run.
And I'll start running even before it's like fully turned. Like we're already just kind of, high stepping over those hands, man.
All right. Anybody that's going to run needs to make a con check with a penalty die.
All right.
Oh, no.
All right. All right.
Oh, my God.
I'm gonna. Oh, nice. I'm gonna spend 7 to succeed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You guys have been burning through luck tonight like crazy.
Oh yeah.
I rolled a 92.
Oh no.
That's a lot of luck.
Yeah, my con's 15, so yeah, I don't have enough luck. So.
All right. Theodore and Teddy.
All right. Theodore failed. Teddy passed. Teddy got a hard success. Theodore failed.
Because they are 1, can they average?
But if it's okay, I would like to spend 2 dice to make it a success.
100%. Do it.
For Theodore, yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yep. Burn them.
And Merid, you don't need to make the check. You're able to walk.
I'm walking just fine.
Yeah, you're moving through this room very fine. Blackwood, Cecily, Teddy, and Theodore I imagine Teddy's leading the way, just navigating through these hands, just dodging as if he's used to dodging fans grasping at him kind of thing.
Please.
And pulling Theodore along. Then, of course, Merid's moving along just fine. All of you begin running towards this this area of bright light. And you notice two things, in addition to, of course, the room rotating, that the room wasn't as long as you thought. As you get closer to the end, hands are grasping at you from all sides because the room was actually getting narrower on the floor and walls. It was kind of moving towards until what's at the end. You don't have to make any kind of roll for this, but you basically have to squeeze yourself through it.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Wayman, I need you to make a strength check as this room begins to turn upside down.
That is a hard success.
Yeah.
All right. So for the moment, you are able to reach out and grab a hold of one of these arms. You sort of grab it around the wrist, and it just gently is holding onto your wrist. Not strongly, but you're holding onto it. As you are now dangling upside down 20 feet over a spiked floor. Merid, from your perspective, the room hasn't changed. You've basically just been watching as people have fallen onto the wall of arms. And as you approach Wayman, you see him hanging upside down with his feet stretched outward as he's gripping onto this one arm. Yeah, what would you do as you approach Wayman?
I'll probably look at him kind of curiously and like, that's quite a trick, eh? As he's hanging, like, I don't know, hanging upside down, like into ungravity. This is just weird. Do you need some help getting up, down from there?
How, like, I'm like 20 feet away from her, right?
No, she's standing upside down on the ceiling next to you.
Oh, that's right, because I'm next. That's right, okay.
From your perspective, you're hanging 20 feet above what was the ceiling, and
Okay.
Merid is almost eye level with you.
Right, okay.
Just kind of looking at you, but she's upside down.
Yeah, if there is anything that you can do, my dear, it would be greatly appreciated. I'm just...
Yeah, this is like the weirdest look because you're. I'm trying to.
I imagine it's like this, you know, like...
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I just imagine that like you're just hanging straight upwards, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
"Well, put your feet down on the ground. That would be a start."
Apparently my ground is different from yours, because if I let go, I am going to wind up, and I'm down up there.
Wayman, I need you to make another strength check.
Oh dear.
Endurance at this point, bro.
It's a regular success.
Okay. Merid, you know that you have the ability to help Wayman, but it would require a power check.
And if I fail, we're both fallen? Would I
You don't
that?
know. If you know that if you fail, you're not helping him. But if you fail bad enough, it might not go well for both of you.
He did come with me the first time, and he's been, by my side. Sure, he ran away that one time. He didn't help me up and through them, but he stayed for me, and he helped me through the.
Please tell me you're saying all of this out loud in front of Wayman.
Yes, absolutely.
It's her outer monologue.
Absolutely. But he did stop and show me how to get through this spiky trap thing. So, yeah, okay, we'll try this.
Everything
Right,
y'all saying.
I want Wayman to make a strength check at the same time Merid makes this power check. Wayman, you need at least a hard success.
I will spend 9 luck to make this a hard success.
Wow.
Merid, what did you roll?
I rolled a 69.
Nice.
Nice.
How? I'm just gonna say how very appropriate given this.
Wow.
So I'm going to spend luck so that I can make it a success. So
Teddy would find that hilarious.
I think Teddy would laugh meta-wise. Like, he hears it in, like, the meta-sphere.
Nobody knows why Teddy just went nice.
What are you talking about?
Merid, you said you got a success.
I'm going to spend luck to get a success. Yes.
Okay. Do you how do you do this? Do you reach out to him, or do you just do this mentally that you free him from this gravitational pull?
I imagine, I mean, especially with the rolled, I would be grabbing his legs and then pulling him down towards the ground. I'm sorry if you're not flexible, but it's going to happen. And his legs will come down onto the ground. And once his feet touch the ground, his gravity is now normal, as in with me.
Yeah, it's very awkward, Wayman.
I think the shock to my system of like suddenly changing gravitational pull causes some queasiness, and I throw up on the floor. Just a little.
As you throw up, it goes up. You literally throw up.
Yeah.
Throw up.
It like splashes off of my forehead. I do
Okay,
apologize,
up your nose.
madam. Thank you so very much. Shall we run?
So-
Women's for, the lesser eagle. We'll just walk fast. How about that?
After you, madam.
So the two of you follow along to where everybody else went, in towards the light. You feel the hands or the walls getting closer, but with Merid accompanying you, Wayman, the hands all seem to fold back against the wall and allow Merid to pass. And you two pass into the next room, where you see the others are all standing. What you see before you at the end of this hallway, the sandstone is glowing with an unknown source of light. There's just this, now that you're in the space, it's not that bright of a light, but compared to the darkness of the hallway, it was very bright. But what you see is you are standing in a chamber that is 20 feet by 20 feet by 20 feet. It's a 20-foot cube. You are standing in front of something that has both Teddy and Theodore staring, mouths agape. It is a massive, almost filling the entirety of this 20-foot wall, black, just pure obsidian door with ancient hieroglyphs emblazoned in gold. And at the dead center is this symbol of Hyceneroth you saw when you entered the tomb. And that's where we're going to end this session.
Oh my god, dude, it's so good.
Didn't think I was going to leave you hanging, Theodore, did you? Gotta give you
Literally
something.
hanging.
I'm a little disappointed you guys made it through there, but it was pretty epic that for being Pulp Cthulhu, you guys were blowing luck like crazy.
Oh yeah.
To make those successes. I thought for sure Theodore was going to die. Get to completely, because if you hadn't have done that avoid certain death, Cecily was going to pull your upper torso out of that room.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Yeah.
It was going to be bad, and there was so much of that was just dependent on your individual actions. And I just love this. This to me was one of those sessions that I had some general stuff planned without thinking of the fact that I keep doing hand stuff with you guys. I made this hand hallway. It's not intentional. I need to talk to my therapist about this. I think
we need to figure this one out a little bit. Spend some time on the hands.
What is it? Like, let's get to the root.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, there was so much of this that this felt, I mean, it always is, but this felt more so that this was us cooperatively building this experience tonight, just based on what you guys were doing and some epic things happening. And I flipped to using, as we're sort of in the end game, to using insane talents on those Mythos and other insanity rolls.
Yeah.
Nice.
Before we go, we need to have you guys resolve. I think we do this off screen sometimes, but at the end of a Pulp Cthulhu session, the players get to roll against their luck. And if you
well, except for Theodore, because
Theodore's out of luck.
So you automatically gets some back at that point, right?
I think so.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, let me double check that. While the rest of you roll against your luck, and I always forget if it's over or under.
Over.
Yeah, you got to roll over, in which case you get 2d10 plus 10 luck points back.
Yep.
If you roll under, you get 1d10
plus
plus 5
Yes.
luck points back.
Oh
go ahead
my
and
God!
do
I
that.
succeeded. I have so much luck, you guys. You have no idea.
I rolled under, so I added 10.
I had 84 luck when we started today, and I'm ended with 19.
Well, yeah,
but I
at the
rolled
beginning-
over.
I was gonna say at the beginning of the session I would have succeeded, but I rolled over. So
You guys want to
so I
know how
spent-
much
I
luck I
spent
have
so much.
right now? 100.
Good, show off.
Some crazy shit's gonna happen next session, y'all.
Use it all.
I'm going to. I'm gonna use it all to
Alright,
save
so-
Teddy. Teddy is making it out. I've decided it's happening. I can't let. Oh God, there's some things that are gonna happen, guys. This is not gonna end well.
Oh no, it's not gonna end well at all.
Teddy dropped.
So-
Okay.
Teddy
Teddy dropped a nugget.
Theodore, you do get to roll automatically the 1d10 plus 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it just says that means you'll be at 0 luck, so it's impossible for you to gain 30 points for the first session,
Right.
with it increasing as the sessions go by.
Yeah.
But there's only one more session left.
So, sorry, I roll 1d10 plus 5.
Correct.
Shouldn't it be 2d10 plus 10 because you'd
You're
automatically
automatically gonna roll above what you have, which is 0. So you roll 2d10 plus 10.
Is that what it is?
Correct? They have 0. M has 0.
Yeah.
So you can't not roll above. You're gonna roll above, which means you succeed, which means you roll 2d10.
Yeah, I don't know if there are special rules for
Yeah.
0 hit points though. For 0 luck points though.
Oh. But like minimum though.
So, I mean, I would interpret it as the GM, actually. I would say, or as the keeper, I would say that, because the wording is they're unlikely to regain 30 luck points for one or more sessions. So the chance is there, and if you rolled luck, you're going to roll over. So yeah, you would roll the 2d10 plus 10.
Okay.
Carrie, you can only have a maximum of 99 luck points.
Well, I suppose
Yeah.
I'll take 2 of my luck points off then. It'll be fine. Don't you worry.
There always has to be that 1% chance of failure.
Yeah, that's fair. I did not spend a single luck today, you guys.
You know, you got lucky. I was paying close attention to what you were doing, and you didn't do anything to endanger your brittle bones either.
No, I was very careful because of my brittle bones.
It was really close when you slapped Teddy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot.
Oh,
But the way that scene was playing out, I was like, nah, I'm gonna let it go.
Thanks, bud. Narratively, I appreciate you protecting my brittle bones.
But I thought Theodore was gone, and I thought Wayman. I thought we were gonna lose Wayman because if
Yeah.
you'd have failed any of those strength checks, or if Merid hadn't gotten there and had failed, you would have fallen onto the spikes. And how many hit points do you have?
15.
Oh wow.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you probably would have bled out because I just
Yeah.
I just rolled 12 points of damage.
I mean, I still would have
And-
had my prevent certain death.
Oh yeah, you got that
Yeah.
too.
Sure.
So
Mhm.
so
Did you want to
yeah.
at that point?
So we've got roughly a month for me to figure out what this end thing's gonna look like, and but yeah, there's only
More
one more session
hands.
left.
More
More
hands,
hands.
please.
Lots and lots of hands.
I'm
You know
just
what's-
feeling a lack of
ironically-
hands.
Ironically, Hycineroth has no hands.
What?
He's put them all in the hallway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Use them everywhere else.
Yeah, right. They're everywhere.
All
Oh
the
my
servants
God.
are hands.
All right, well-
It's a big thing, like from Adam's family.
Yeah, the big
Giant.
Well, we actually just fought
It's-
that in another campaign.
It's
Join us on
specifically
Monday
for
nights.
Dwight. It's giant crawling claws.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One for each of you. So I do want to say a huge thank you to everybody in chat, and of course a huge thank you to Alex, Carrie, Dwight, Karen, and Em. I'm going to turn it over to Dwight now because I just remembered this is his show.
Right. So, yeah. So thanks everybody. This is always a blast. I'm kind of bummed that we've only got one more to go, but I know that we'll be back at some point with the next round as well. So yeah, I know you're pointing at Carrie, but I think you mean to point at Em.
Oh,
Right,
I thought
yeah,
Carrie was going to run the next one.
I thought Em was
Hell
gonna run
no!
it. Yeah, Em's running the next one.
Yeah.
So-
Maybe that was
No,
just wishful
and-
thinking.
right.
No,
So-
I'm scaled, and M is better than me.
Right.
So
Wait,
So-
see, I
right.
can't get it right.
But yeah, we'll be back here sometime in July. We'll just keep an eye on the Twitter, and I'll let you know when that's going to be. Again, remember tomorrow night is Let's Paint Tiny Things here at 7 o'clock. But please come by on Saturday for our we even have a snappy name for it, but it's International House of Minis charity paint stream benefiting the Trevor Project. From 8 to midnight Eastern time on Saturday. We got some cool stuff to give away. Cole Sparks is in the chat tonight. She has donated something that she wrote, a module that she wrote. We got some minis to give away, and we got a bunch of cool stuff. Ron Ogden's going to be here. He custom prints, 3D prints stuff, and then paints them. He's going to paint a unicorn on stream, and we're going to raffle that off, I think is what he has told me he's going to do. So it's going to be awesome. So please come by, hang out, join those raffles. We've got a bunch of stuff to give away. Hopefully it'll be a
I'll
fun
be
time
there.
for everybody. So yeah, Jake's going to be hanging out with us. So it's going to be lots of painting shenanigans. So, but with that, we're going to end the stream for tonight. We're going to raid over to our friend D&D Jordan Lee is playing some Dead by Daylight. So we're going to raid over there real quick. So hang out in the chat for just a minute. We will see y'all in a few weeks or on Saturday. See you Saturday. Y'all have a good one. See you soon.